If you are looking for yet one more reason to avoid consuming the artificial sweetener aspartame, the results of a new study may help. According to researchers at Florida State University College of Medicine, results of their 4-year animal study showed an increased risk of anxiety associated with the use of aspartame. And there's more, the increased risk was found to extend for up to 2 generations of the animals, as the trait was passed to both male and female offspring. The Aspartame and Anxiety Study. In the study, which appeared in the December 2, 2022 issue of the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science, the researchers gave drinking water that contained aspartame to mice daily. The dose used was approximately 15% of what the Food and Drug Administration has determined to be the approved maximum daily for humans to consume. According to the FDA, the acceptable daily intake of aspartame for adults and children in the United States is 50 mg per kilogram, 50 mg per kilogram of body weight daily. Since 1 kilogram equals 2.2 pounds, a person weighing 110 pounds could safely consume 2,500 milligrams, or 2.5 gm, of aspartame daily, according to the FDA. In this study, which lasted 12 weeks and was conducted over 4 years, the dosage was equal to 6 to 8 8-ounce cans of diet soda daily for humans. The length of the study allowed the researchers to track the impact of aspartame use over several generations of mice. The researchers noted what was called such a robust anxiety-like trait that was much more significant than they had anticipated. They also noticed that anxiety was passed along to several generations of male and female offspring by the aspartame-exposed males. When the mice were given the commonly used human anti-anxiety drug diazepam, the mice in all generations were relieved of their anxiety. The passage of anxiety to succeeding generations is an example of epigenetic, temporary, change. Unlike genetic changes, i.e., mutations, epigenetic changes do not alter DNA, but they do change how the body interprets DNA sequences. They are also reversible. According to co-author Pradeep Bide, the results of this study show that we need to look back at the environmental factors because what we see today is not only what's happening today, but what happened 2 generations ago and maybe even longer. Aspartame 101. Aspartame was approved by the FDA in 1981 as an artificial sweetener, and is about 200 times sweeter than regular sugar. It can be found in nearly 6,000 food and beverage items around the world, and as a tabletop sweetener as well. Once you consume aspartame, it transforms into aspartic acid, methanol, and phenylalanine. All of these metabolites can have significant effects on the function of the central nervous system. For example, the metabolites have an impact on the brain and neurotransmitter levels and have thus been associated with depression, headache, and convulsions. Another example is methanol, which affects the liver. Methanol is oxidized in the liver to formaldehyde and then formic acid, both of which can damage liver cells. A recent report also noted that aspartame could have carcinogenic properties, and that exposure to aspartame from prenatal age increases the incidence of lymphomas/leukemias in females. Bottom line. Aspartame is an artificial sweetener, one of the scary 7, that should be avoided at all costs by people of all ages. Artificial sweeteners have been linked to a number of serious health problems, and this latest study adds the possibility of anxiety to the list. Protect yourself and your family by always choosing whole foods and naturally sweet fruits, and avoiding the chemicals that can damage your health. And participation of any kind with anything on this page does not constitute or initiate a doctor-patient relationship with verypudic.com. None of the statements here have been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, FDA. The products of verypudic.com are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The information being provided should only be considered for education and entertainment purposes only. If you feel that anything you see or hear may be of value to you on this page or on any other medium of any kind associated with, showing, or quoting anything relating to verypudic.com in any way at any time, you are encouraged to and agree to consult with a licensed healthcare professional in your area to discuss it. If you feel that you're having a healthcare emergency, seek medical attention immediately. The views expressed here are simply either the views and opinions of verypudic.com, others appearing and are protected under the First Amendment. verypudic.com promotes evidence-based natural approaches to health, which means integrating her individual scientific and clinical expertise with the best available external clinical evidence from systematic research. By individual clinical expertise, I refer to the proficiency and judgment that individual clinicians acquire through clinical experience and clinical practice. verypudic.com does not make any representation or warranties with respect to the accuracy, applicability, fitness, or completeness of any multimedia content provided. verypudic.com does not warrant the performance, effectiveness, or applicability of any sites listed, linked, or referenced to, in, or by any multimedia content. To be clear, the multimedia content is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health providers with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have read or seen in any website, video, image, or media of any kind. verypudic.com hereby disclaims any and all liability to any party for any direct, indirect, implied, punitive, special, incidental, or other consequential damages arising directly or indirectly from any use of the content, which is provided as is, and without warranties.